Good morning. Welcome to the Princess Special. Today we are going to channel our inner princess. So just notice what happens when I say the word princess. It's become such a taboo word. We're not allowed to be a princess. When you're called, you're such a princess if you're a little bit demanding. But today we're going to throw that out the window and embrace our inner princess. The reason for that is because everyone here on this call is a badass. I mean, you have to be a badass if you're waking up at 6:15 in the morning to do this, which most likely means that you also are someone that powers through things. So you're given a task, no problem. I'm going to do it. I'm going to complete it. I'm going to finish it. Put your mind to something and you go and you go and you go. But you may also at the same time, yes, sure, achieve something, but at what cost? So at the same time, we have the tendency to ignore the signals of boundaries that have been crossed by others, pushing ourselves beyond what we want to do, are capable of, actually is healthy for us. This whole movement of self-optimizations is great, but can also be another stick to beat yourself up with. I'm not sleeping enough. I'm not exercising enough. I'm not running. I'm not fast enough. And then you just ignore the body and just push through, push. And we can do that with yoga. We can do that with many things, relationships, other people. That's the same thing as relationships, or just simply ourselves. And so today we're going to honor the princess, and it comes from the idea of the princess and the pea. You know the story? You know, it's like she was only a princess, or she could only be recognized as a princess if she could notice a pea underneath hundreds of mattresses. So the idea that I'm using this metaphor is, can you notice when there's a pea, not when it's already too far and you're already sick, or you're already destroying your relationship, or you already, whatever else the consequences are of not understanding what's okay for you anymore. And so we try and take note of the pea, and we're going to do that in the practice now. So the task this morning is, we're going to use the concept of red and yellow, okay? And you have to do this for yourself. So we're going to go to the practice, and I want you to feel in your body, when is it yellow? Yellow means, I'm not sure if this is okay anymore. Like, I might be going a little bit too far. Can I slow down? Check in. And that's great. And that's the great thing about yellow. Yellow is not like I'm giving up. Yellow is like, is this still okay for me? Can I do this differently? Can I do this more creatively? Is there another way? And then red is like, no, stop, and then stop. Okay, and notice what happens to you, okay? That's the task. Let's begin. So standard way we start at the front edge of your mat, toes and heels are together, your hands are by your sides. And then you're going to exhale the breath out. Inhale, begin, hook your thumbs, reach forward, up and arch back. Hold as you exhale. Just standing here in your first back bend, lengthening through the tailbone, lifting in the chest. Bring your upper arms way back behind the ears. Check in with your breath first. And then explore the edges. Take yourself a little bit deeper. Remember your task. When is it yellow? When is it red? When is it green? Sincerely green. Inhale, come back up to center. Exhale, bend your knees, swing arms behind your back, clasp hands together in a fist, and then extend your legs. Relax your neck, breathe in, and breathe out. Inhale, bring your hands to the floor, step your right foot back to lunge. Exhale, hold, listen carefully. Inhale, lift the torso up, the arms up on either side of your ears, coming into a high lunge, and exhale, sink down into the front knee, pull the rib cage into the body and lengthen to the tailbone. Back leg really straight, really strong. Breathe. Still here. One more breath in. And long breath out. Inhale, slowly extend to the left leg. Exhale, bend the left knee. Bring your right hand to the floor. Underneath the right elbow and the shoulder, extending the left arm straight up. Hold. One more breath in and out. Inhale, bring your left hand to the floor. Step your left foot back to plank pose. Hinge a little bit forward. Exhale, chaturanga. Bend the elbows 90 degrees. Upward facing dog. As you inhale, extend through the elbows. Lift the knees up, the thighs up, look up. And exhale, roll over the toes. Downward facing dog. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump your feet up in between your hands, folding forward as you exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, bend your knees, hook thumbs, reach forward, up and arch back, extend the legs. And exhale, come to stand, hands by your sides. Take a moment, breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale, hook thumbs, reach forward, up and arch back. Exhale, bend knees, swing arms behind your back, clasp hands together in a fist, and then extend the legs. Inhale, hands to the floor, step your left foot back to lunge. Exhale, hold it here, 90-degree angle with the front leg. Stand down to both feet. Inhale, lift the torso up, the arms up on either side of the ears. Exhale, sink down into the front knee, pull the rib cage in, lengthen through the back leg. Hold and breathe. One more breath. And then inhale, extend to the right leg. Exhale, bend. Bring your left hand to the floor underneath the left elbow and the shoulder. Reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. Sink down into the hips, spiraling the chest open. Look up towards the right thumb. One more breath in and out. Inhale, right hand to the floor. Step your right foot back to plank pose. And then exhale, lower your knees, your chest, and your chin to the floor. And then come into Cobra, Bhujangasana. Inhale, lift chin and chest. Exhale, hold for 3 breaths. Or you can also just hang out on the mat because your princess says, no, I need a cappuccino instead, no. But if you can still carry on, one more deep inhale breath. And exhale, forehead to the floor. Inhale, tuck your toes under. Press your seat to your heels. Extend the legs, downward facing dog. Breathe in. And breathe out. 2 more breaths. In. Feel into the body. Breathe out. 1 more breath in. And out. Bend your knees, look forward. Inhale. Step or jump your feet up in between your hands, folding forward as you exhale. Inhale, bend knees, hook thumbs, reach forward, up and arch back, extend the legs. And exhale, come to stand, hands by your sides. So we're going to connect movement with breath of all of those movements. So inhale poses, inhale, hook thumbs, reach forward, up and arch back. Exhale, bend knees, swing arms behind your back, clasp hands together in a fist, extend the legs. Inhale, hands to the floor, step your right foot back to lunge, and exhale, hold. Inhale, lift the torso up, the arms up on either side of the ears into a high lunge, and then exhale, standing splits, standing twist, right hand to the floor, underneath the right elbow and the shoulder, left arm lift. Inhale, left hand to the floor, left foot back to plank, chaturanga, exhale. Try to connect the movement with breath. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump your feet up in between your hands, folding forward as you exhale. Inhale, bend knees, hook thumbs, reach forward, up and arch back, extend the legs. Exhale, bend knees, swing arms behind your back, clasping hands together in a fist, extend the legs. Inhale, hands to the floor, step your left foot back to lunge, exhale, hold. High lunge, inhale, lift the torso up, the arms up on either side of the ears. And exhale, left hand to the floor on the inside of the right foot, reaching the right arm up towards the ceiling. Inhale, right hand to the floor, right foot back to plank, and chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump your feet up again in between your hands, folding forward as you exhale. Try to bring the forehead all the way to the shins. Inhale, bend knees, hook thumbs, reach forward, up and arch back, extend the legs. And exhale, come to stand, hands at the heart center. Take a moment, just feel. All sensation, all feeling. Release your hands by your sides. We do one more like that. Inhale, hook thumbs, reach forward, up and arch back. One more round. Exhale, bend knees, swing arms behind your back, clasp hands together in a fist, extend the legs. Inhale, hands to the floor, step your right foot back to lunge. Exhale, hold. High lunge, inhale, lift the torso up, the arms up on either side of the ears. Exhale, straight into it. Right hand to the floor, left arm lift. Inhale, left hand to the floor, left foot back to plank, chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump your feet up in between your hands, folding forward as you exhale. Inhale, bend knees, hook thumbs, reach forward, up and arch back, extend the legs. Other side, exhale, bend knees, swing arms behind your back, clasping hands together. Inhale, hands to the floor, left foot back to lunge, exhale, hold. High lunge, inhale, torso lifts, arms up on either side of the ears. Exhale, left hand to the floor. We look up towards the right thumb. Inhale, right hand to the floor, right foot back to plank. Chaturanga, exhale. Upward facing dog, inhale. And downward facing dog, exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more breath in and out. Without kicking the right leg back, you're just going to inhale, step your right foot forward in between your hands. Exhale, left heel to the floor, 45 degrees. And then rise up, warrior one. So inhale, lift the torso up, the arms up, palms touch. Exhale, sink down into the front knee. Inhale, slowly extend to the right leg. Exhale, open arms, chest and hips to the side. Inhale, extend out over the right leg. And exhale, hinge down sideways, Trikonasana, pushing your hips way forward. And then if you can, bring the left bicep to the left ear. Continue to spiral the chest open. Use the quadricep muscles, pull up the kneecaps. The right shoulder comes back as well. So shoulder blade, the right shoulder blade pulls in towards the left one. It's often a common mistake to push that right shoulder forward. Chest is open. Gaze is towards the left thumb. And check in. One more breath in and out. And you're going to slightly bend your right knee, bring your left hand to the floor. Lift your left heel up off the floor and bring your left knee to the floor. Bring your hips over your left knee. Flex your right foot. Maybe blocks can be useful here on either side of your right knee or your shin. So make sure you're pulling your right pinky toe towards your face. The right ball of the foot, so that underneath the big toe mound, pushes away from you. So your foot is nice and flat. And then from here, elongate to the spine. So the spine is nice and long. Then exhale, chest to the thigh. Forehead towards the shin. Breathe. So stretching into the right hamstring, into the back. Careful not to round the back. So you send the sit bones way back. And then you can bring the top of the left foot to the floor. Breathe into it, breathe into the sensation, feel it. And then place your right foot flat on the floor. Bend your right knee and push your hips all the way forward, as far forward as you can. Lift the left knee up off the floor. Press the left palm flat on the floor and reach around with your right hand so that you capture your left foot with your right hand. Or use a strap if you can't reach the foot, and then push the foot away from you. So you kick into the hand, and that's going to pull the chest a little bit more open, and then you look up. Either choose to stay in this variation or bring it more into the left quadricep, bring the left heel in towards the left buttock, bending the right elbow. 3 breaths here. One more breath. And exhale. Release the left foot back down. Hands to the floor. Lift the left knee up off the floor so you're in a low lunge. And then press back, downward facing dog as you exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. Inhale, step your left foot forward in between your hands. And exhale, right heel to the floor, 45 degrees. Rise up, warrior one. Inhale, palms touch, look up at your thumbs. Exhale, sink down into the front knee. Inhale, extend to the left leg. And exhale, open arms, chest and hips to the side. Adjust your feet as you need to. Inhale, extend out over the left leg. And exhale, hinge down sideways. Trikonasana, pushing the hips forward, lean back with the upper body. Look up towards the right thumb and breathe. Right bicep to the right ear if that's where you're going. Pay attention to the left shoulder blade. Pull it back in towards the right one. And then inhale, bend the left knee a little, right hand to the floor. And exhale, lift the right heel up off the floor, bring your right knee down to the floor. Shift your hips back so they come over the right knee. Flex the left foot. You probably need to move the left foot a little bit forward. Hands on either side of the shin or the knee. Use blocks if you need to. Elongate to the spine, so lengthen. And then exhale, fold chest to the thigh, forehead in the direction of the shin. Bring the top of the right foot to the floor. Careful not to round in the back. Breathe. And then inhale, left foot flat. Push the hips way forward, as far forward as you can get them. And then bend the right knee. Place the right palm flat on the floor. Reach behind you for your left foot. For your right foot with your left hand. And then exhale, kick in to the hand, spiraling the chest open. So there's a slightly different stretch into a different part of the quadricep, into the hip flexor. So notice when you have that kicking action, or if you want, and if it feels good, and notice how it feels, like let your body make this decision as you pull your heel in towards the buttock. Still spiraling the chest open, 3 breaths. For some reason, my right quadricep is really tight, so I'm at a yellow here. And then release, right foot back down, left hand to the floor. Tuck the back toes under, lift the right knee up, and then press back, downward facing dog as you exhale. Breathing in and breathing out. Bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, step or jump your feet up in between your hands, folding forward as you exhale. Straight legs, flat back. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. This time bring your palms to touch, lifting in the chest. Exhale, lean back. And then come back to stand, hands together at your heart center. Take a moment to feel. Bend both your knees, bring your fingertips to the floor. Step your right foot back, step your left foot back. Bring your knees to the floor, your chest to the floor, and lie flat on your belly. From here, you're going to bend both your knees, capture your feet from the outside, and then exhale, press your forehead down into the floor. Inhale, kick into your hands as you lift your knees up off the floor, your chest, your chin, and breathe. One more breath. In, lift a little higher, and then exhale, release, come down. Hands underneath your forehead, heels flop out to the sides, and just relax for a moment. Okay, hands underneath the shoulders, take your toes, and press back downward facing dog again as you exhale. Okay, from here, inhale, extend your right leg back and up behind you. And hold as you exhale. Hips are parallel. Strong flex in your right foot. Pressing down evenly through both hands. And then inhale, step your right foot forward in between your hands. And exhale, bring your left knee to the floor. So we're going to do the same thing, but move into Hanumanasana, split pose. Okay, so bring your hips over your left knee and extend your right leg forward, just like we did in the beginning. Blocks are very useful, but this time, instead of placing them on either side of the shins, you're going to place them on either side of your hips. Okay, so this is actually a back bend, not a forward bend. So extend the right leg forward, the spine is upright. It might be that the blocks are all the way up on the highest level. Don't worry if you don't have blocks, most likely you will be in a slight forward bend with your fingertips on the floor. That's no problem. Okay, here we go. You're going to extend your right heel forward, your left knee back. Your right heel forward, your left knee back. The blocks are there on either side of the hips for a little bit of support as you try to lower your pelvis all the way down towards the floor. Spine is upright. If possible, stay there 5 breaths. One more breath in. And long breath out. A little bit deeper maybe. Or just totally not in it at all. And then bend the right knee. Right foot flat, just on the floor. Hands to the floor. Tuck the back toes and make your way back. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Breathing in. And out. Other side, inhale, extend the left leg back and up behind you. Hold as you exhale. Inhale, step your left foot forward in between your hands and exhale, right knee to the floor. Bring your hips over your right knee. Flex your left foot. Set up the blocks on either side of your hips so that your spine is nice and upright in the back bend. And then you begin. Left heel forward, right knee back, left heel forward, right knee back, left heel forward, right knee back. This side might be a little bit different. Hold. So find your place. 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 4 breaths. One more breath. Okay. Press down through your feet, your hands. Left foot flat, hands to the floor, tuck the back toes, and downward facing dog as you exhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. Bring your knees to the floor. Cross your ankles behind you, sit over your feet. Extend your legs out in front of you. Extend your arms out in front of you and come to lie down on your back and just rest here for a moment. Let everything go. Maybe you want to move your feet around a little bit, move the legs a little bit, move the arms a little bit. Maybe you just want to give yourself kind of an organic, easy stretch. Like you're waking up on your 10 mattresses underneath the pea. On top of the pea. Okay, from here, you're going to bend your knees into your chest. And then take your knees on either side of your rib cage. And lift your ankles up over the knees. Grab a hold of the outsides of your feet and then pull the knees down towards the floor on either side of the rib cage. And then if it feels good, you would gently rock from side to side. It doesn't for everybody, depending kind of on your anatomy of your spine. So it might be that you're just in stillness here, gently pulling on the feet. It might be that you're rocking. And then come back to stillness. And then bend your knees back into your chest. Your knees are together. From here, we're going to come into Halasana, plow pose. So take your feet above your head to the floor. If your feet don't touch the floor, bend your knees, rest them on your forehead, no problem. But for now, you're supporting your back with your hands. Walk your shoulders in towards each other as much as they'll go. So take care of the neck. If you have any neck stuff, then I want you to just bring your seat to the floor and extend your legs straight up towards the ceiling, okay? Because we're going to go into shoulder stand. So from here, extend the right leg up, extend the left leg up, Come into a vertical position and hold. One more breath in. And exhale, lower your toes down towards the floor. Again, Halasana, bow pose. Bring your palms flat to the floor behind you and uncurl the spine. One vertebra at a time, use your tummy. And when the base of the spine gets to the floor, bend your knees, feet flat, extend the legs, and just relax completely. Feel into the body. Matsyasana, fish pose, come up onto the elbows, palms face up. You walk your elbows in the direction of your hips. And as you do that, you keep lifting in your chest. Keep walking the elbows, keep lifting in the chest. And then bring the very top of your head to the floor. Press down to the elbows, press down to the top of the head, point the toes. One more breath. And then press down to the elbows, lift the chin into the chest. Exhale, lie down. And then hug your knees in. And then rock up to sit. Extend your legs out in front of you. Extend the sit bones all the way back behind you, so you're high up on the sit bones. Sit up on a blanket or a block if you feel like you need to rotate the pelvis forward, and then fold forward over the legs, long in the spine. Grab a hold of the feet if you can, otherwise the ankles, the shins, the knees, no problem. But you're in the breath, you're in the body. One more breath in, stay there. Long breath out, a little bit deeper. And then inhale, look up. And exhale, come up. Extend your arms out in front of you and uncurl the spine. Again, one vertebra at a time. Before we go into Shavasana, just bend your knees. Place your feet flat on the floor so you can touch your heels with your fingertips, and then inhale, lift the pelvis all the way up. Breathing in and out. One more breath in and out. And bring your seat down to the floor and extend your legs out. Relax for a few moments. And then moving your fingers and your toes. Stretching into your ankles, into your wrists, and into your whole body. Take your arms above your head, stretch it out, fingertip to toe tip. And then just relax again. Hug your knees into your chest and roll to your right side. And then pushing yourself up to sit. And finding a comfortable seated cross-leg position. Resting your hands on your knees. Close your eyes. And I invite you to a little game of fantasy, where you get to, in your imagination, answer the question, what would I do if I were a princess? They are indulgence. They are the masters of self-care. They know when it's too much, way before it's too much. So let's go on a little journey together. Close your eyes. Use your imagination. This is fantasy. How much of a princess can you be this morning? What would your day look like? What decisions would you make? Where would you say no? There are no consequences. There are no limitations. Notice any resistance that comes up. You are only limited by your imagination. And then let all of your fantasy and imagination go. And come back to the atmosphere within your body now. Bring your hands together at your heart center, sincerely acknowledging your effort and thanking yourself. Namaste.